What's up, good people? Hello, and how are you doing wherever you're watching me from? My name is Beatrice, for those who are new here, and I love to bring content in relation to life lessons, spiritual content, and content around mental health because I love creating mental health awareness. So today I'm here yet with another video, and today we want to talk about the small foxes in a relationship which can cause a significant distraction in marriage. So what are these small foxes we are talking about? The small foxes here are the so-called red flags. The red flags are the small issues, yes, so minute issues, yes, that present themselves in a relationship, but in most cases we tend to ignore them, yes. And remember, when you are dating this person, when you are in a romantic relationship, definitely you are in deep love. You really love this person. You are really attracted to this person. So whenever they make some of these small issues, you may actually see, but you don't question, yeah, because this is a person that you love, and you are willing to accommodate them with all their issues. Let me tell you one thing: those small issues that you have ever ignored in that relationship, whether you are at the moment married or you are in a relationship, those issues that you ignored, they will come back to you in a big way. So it's good to just sort things out just as they come. Yes, if you experience an issue that is not good, in as much as you love this person, kindly take time to address that specific issue. Yes, we want to see one by one what are these major or what are these small foxes we are talking about which are commonly ignored. All right, so number one is poor communication. If you are dating a person who doesn't know how to express herself or himself, it's good that you take keen note about that. If you are dating a person who, whenever there's a difference amongst you or between you, they don't want to engage that kind of a conversation. They don't want to address that particular issue. You really need to pay attention. If you are dating this particular person, and whenever a mistake or a difference occurs, they brush it off like nothing happened, you really need to take keen note about that. If you are dating this particular person, and whenever you have a conflict or misunderstanding, they give you a silent treatment, this is not something that you should ignore. Yes. Just imagine being in a marriage setup and you just had a small difference, and somebody decides that they're gonna give you a silent treatment for a whole week relating. You should pause and just clarify things out and try to sort things out, because if you don't sort things out, the thing is, this thing is gonna come back to you in a big way. It's about dishonesty. If you are relating with this person who is not truthful, yeah, they keep lying about small things, then you need to know that you are in trouble. This thing should be fixed as soon as possible, and if they are not willing to fix it, then you need to decide whether you are ready to entertain those lies, and of course they will come in a big way when you get into marriage, or not. Yes, if someone keeps hiding their phones, maybe you are together, you are doing something together, you are in a conversation, but whenever they receive a call, they have to excuse themselves. Why are they not comfortable talking with that particular person in front of you or in your presence? Why are they not comfortable to talk with that particular person in your presence? Do they really have to excuse themselves all the time they receive calls? Do they really have to hide those messages, SMSs? They don't want you to see who is actually sending them these messages. If this is the person you are relating with, then you should know that your relationship is at risk. Yes, and you should pay attention to this. Yes, and if they keep lying about where they are, who they are with, yes, what they are doing, you should pay attention to this. This is not something that you should ignore. Yes, if you're dating this particular person and they tell you they are wherever they are not, maybe you're planning to meet this person, and maybe they are coming. We can take an example. They are coming from Ruaka. They're coming from Ruaka, and you're supposed to meet at CBD, Nairobi CBD. They are coming from Ruaka, and yourself you're coming from Kawangware. So you're supposed to meet at CBD. So yourself, you have already arrived at the venue, but when you're asking them, you're checking on them to know where they are, they tell you they are at City Market, but they are still in their houses. Yeah, this kind of a lie. Kind of a lie is this. You may not be able to tell where they are because you don't have cameras, yes, to tell where they are. But let me tell you one thing. Serial liars are able to know, yes, because they want to be consistent. Yeah, because today they will tell you this, tomorrow they tell you a different thing. So number 3 is about childhood trauma. Yes, and the thing is, we all have our past experiences. We all went through some stuff. Yes, some were deep, some were at the surface. Yes, but at least majority of us have gone through issues in our childhood. Yes, but so the thing is, if someone hasn't dealt with their past, the truth is they're gonna bring this wound into a relationship. So it's good that if you're relating with someone who has had childhood trauma, just encourage them to seek support even before you commit to get into marriage. Just ask them to seek support even before you commit to be in marriage. Number 4 is about financial irresponsibility. Yeah, so if you notice that the person you are relating with, they don't have financial responsibility, this is something that you really need to take keen on. And in most cases, this person will be an impulse buyer. Yeah, they are buying things without planning, without budgeting, yes, and they start borrowing actually. In most cases, these people will end up being in debt, and because they borrowed, and they won't even show you that they are in debt. Yes, if you realize that they always get into debt all the time, they keep borrowing, they keep buying things impulsively. Yes, they buy things without budgeting and all that. And when you ask them about that, they don't want to talk about that topic of money. This is something that you should not ignore. Yeah, because let me tell you one thing. Money problems are one of the big issues couples fight in marriage. So if you're not able to sort money issues when in a relationship, you're gonna be ready, you're gonna be preparing yourself. So number 5 is about having different goals in life. Yes, for example, in a marriage setup or in a relationship setup, one of you would want to have children, a number of children, but a number shouldn't be an issue. But maybe one would like to raise family, to raise children, but this other person is not interested. They don't want to raise children. No. This person would like to further their academics, but this other person is not supportive of that. Yes, another instance is this person is a believer. They would like to serve faithfully in ministries. They would love to be at service in the church. They would like to always participate in things church. But you find this other person, the church doesn't matter to them. They can go to church or not. They're actually not interested in matters faith. When it comes to this point, it's good to take a key note about this, because this one is big. Yes. If someone doesn't want to go to church, someone doesn't want to raise children with you, how do you expect that they're gonna change when you get married? Marriage can only magnify whatever that started in a relationship. If you had a very good relationship, if you cultivated your relationship, this is a reflection of what your marriage will be. 6 is about control and manipulation. Yeah, if you're in a relationship with a person who really wants to know where you are all the time, they can't give you time to breathe. They want to know where you are and who you are talking to or who you are with. If you're relating with this person, they always want to know where you are. They want to know who you are talking to or whom you are with, the people you are with. and at some point they cut off all your friends. Yes, this is a person that you really need to pay attention to. This is not something that should be ignored. Number 7 is about avoiding conflict. If you are relating with this person who runs away from a disagreement, you're relating with this person, and whenever you have a disagreement, they run away. They don't want to engage into this conflict. They don't want to find solution together with you. You really need to take keen note of this, because conflicts are part of us. We cannot avoid conflicts because we always have different ideas, different opinion about things. Yes, and we cannot avoid this. Even in marriage, people will always have conflicts and differences. If your relationship doesn't have conflicts, it's because you're playing safe. Maybe you're playing safe. You don't want to engage into deep things. You don't want to engage into meaningful discussions. You don't want to plan things together. You're just at the surface. You're handling things at the surface. Deep, real issues, most of the time they attract differences, because I have my own opinion about that issue, and I would love to be heard. You have your own opinion about the same thing we are talking about, and you'd love to be heard. So number 8 is about lack of respect. If you're relating with this person who does not appreciate your contribution, your ideas, this person pins you down. Yes, this person does not respect you in front of your friends, in front of his or her friends, then you need to take keen note of this, because this habit is not going to stop anytime soon. It can only be magnified when you get into marriage. Number 9 is about outside influence. Yes, and when I talk about outside influence, this could be from friends, from your friends, yes, from your relatives and all that. If you are in a relationship and you're allowing your relatives to dictate things in that relationship, to dictate what will happen in that relationship, to dictate when you're going to get married, when you're going to marry, the number of children you're going to have, where you're going to settle, the kind of job you're going to work on, the kind of job you're supposed to take or to work on, or even having your friends, they are dictating that what you do in your life, what you do in that relationship, then this is not okay. And if this one is coming from one side, maybe having one of you entertaining relatives to really have their voice in your relationship, then this is even dangerous. Number 10 is about emotional distance. And when I talk about his emotional distance, is like having a partner with you. You are in a relationship, you are with this person most of the time. You spend time together. You spend most of the time together. You share items together and all that. Yes, they are there with you, but you cannot feel their presence. You cannot connect emotionally. Emotional distance is usually felt, especially if a person is not attentive to you. Yeah, you are talking to them, they are not attentive to you. They give you a yes or no answer. You cannot engage into a meaningful conversation. Yes, they are always on their phones. You're together, but this person is glued on their phone. Therefore, in as much as you want to talk, to let them know what is happening in your life, they are not there. They are there physically, but they are not there for you. They are not there to listen to what you say. When you get into such kind of a situation, you really need to take keen note about it. Those are the 10 red flags I wanted us to understand. Yeah, and because it's really necessary to understand and to gauge where you are, where your relationship is. Yes, because information is power. And about those red flags, I'm gonna create another video about the same, about what we can do when we find ourselves in that situation. So stick with me, and I'll be dropping that video very soon. Okay, yeah, so if you found this content insightful, helpful, kindly give it a thumb up, share it with someone, like, comment, and also stay